We're going to have Linda Bryan, who's facilitating from the Shepparton Art Museum. This session is called Future Arts Careers. So we'll begin with Linda, who's going to give us a bit of a tour and have a bit of a chat. And then following that, I'm going to paste a playlist into the chat that schools can watch. There's about 7 videos of the different arts careers that we've captured. So I'll hand over to you, Linda.
Welcome, students. And designers, artists, and potential arts career students. So the arts don't always get a good rap, but I'm outside Shepparton Art Museum, and you can see our brand new building. And if you want to start with one of the bigger careers, then you could be looking at architecture. And Denton, Corker and Marshall have designed this amazing building for us here at SAM in Shepparton. So I'm going to take you into the building, and I'm going to introduce you to various jobs and careers that you can have when you are interested in the arts. So I'm going to introduce you first of all to Jennifer, who works here, and she's going to take you into the building.
Hi everyone, I'm Jennifer, come on in. Welcome to our wonderful new SAM building. So this is the ground floor here, which is now open to the public, so you can come and check it out anytime. Over here we have the SAM shop, which sells a range of stuff from different artists, as well as some cool SAM merch. We have the visitor center, and behind us we have KLR Arts as well. So come upstairs with us. So we're very excited to start installing a heap of new works, which will be coming soon. We also have a cafe on the first floor, which will also be coming soon.
So there are some really lovely lounging areas. So we're going to have a relax. Just didn't really introduce myself. I'm Linda Bryan, and I'm the visual arts educator, and my job really is to bring students into the gallery. So today I have to say is a really successful day for me. So happy to be able to bring you in. We're going to be showing you some students, some SAM workers interviews. So we have 7 different videos to show you of different careers that you can get into in Shepparton Art Museum and in the arts. So I hope you enjoy those.
Hi, I'm Jessica O'Farrell. I'm the exhibitions curator here at Shepparton Art Museum, or SAM as we like to call it fondly. We've just entered our new exciting building, so I can't wait to kind of get into the gallery spaces and work on exhibitions here. So I work very closely with artists to create dynamic and exciting exhibitions to present their work in many different spaces across the gallery. For my undergraduate, I studied visual arts and majored in art history. And during that time, I got to know different artists, and I really learnt that what I wanted to be in an art gallery was a curator who helped artists get their works on the walls of the museum. I care for artworks, and I consider how they're presented within the museum, and then considering those artworks, how they generate different ideas, reveal stories, or communicate different possibilities to our audiences and communities here, and consider our place and time here in Shepparton. And then after my undergraduate, I went to Europe and I studied my master's in London in contemporary curating. And since then, I've just been working in different art galleries in London and in Australia. As a curator, I think the qualities that you should possess is first and foremost a passion for art, for artists, and for bringing exhibitions to people in many different circumstances and contexts. I think the other thing that you need is good people skills, because you're never going to be doing an exhibition on your own. You need to collaborate with many different people to make something happen. And as part of that, I think the other good qualities to have is flexibility and problem solving, because you'll always find challenges within a space, within a work that needs to be hung, and the best way is to be flexible as things change and work with the space that you have and solve problems as a team as they come up. So I think art is a brilliant career when there's something for everyone and there's a space for everyone within our industry.
Hi, I'm Kay Poulton. I'm a ceramic artist from Arutna, and I'm looking forward to teaching here at SAM in Shepparton. I teach hand building and using the potter's wheel, and I really love seeing people develop their skills and enjoying learning with each other, enjoying the social time as well as learning new skills. I actually started working with clay when I was a child. I lived in Eaglehawk near Bendigo, and most of you would have heard of the Bendigo pottery. So clay was always available, and pottery was something that I got to see as a child. I became engaged with Sam before I started teaching here, obviously, and that was through the Sydney Myer Art Award, which was always stimulating for me to see art from all over the world in the beginning, and then all over Australia, and to be inspired by that work, and then to hopefully bring people along with me when I started teaching here. I would recommend being a potter as a career, but maybe it's certain people that would enjoy it more. I think you've got to like working on your own a fair amount of time, and I'm quite happy to be working in my workshop on my own, listening to music or listening to the radio. But also I think it's good to be able to go out into the community and share your skills and share your enthusiasm. You need to have an inquiring mind, so it's not just all making pots, it's mixing glazes, firing procedures, and a little bit of business sense goes a long way too, because if you want to survive as a potter, to earn an income, there are lots of different avenues you can take, and sometimes for a solo artist, I think a combination of those avenues can work well to support yourself.
Hi, my name is Lisa and I'm the Public Programs Officer at SAM. So I organise all the workshops and talks and events that happen here. In my role, I work with different artists from all across Australia as well as right here in the Goulburn Valley. And I work with them to bring the gallery to life. So explaining what they do in artist talks, sharing their skills with people in our community through workshops, but also just having a bit of fun and having a go in the gallery space and making art accessible for people in our region. I started off at uni not really knowing what I wanted to do, and I took a whole bunch of subjects and things I didn't really like, and then I took one course in art history and I just absolutely fell in love, and then I majored in art history and wrote some very long pieces of work, did a lot of traveling, went overseas, learnt about museums and galleries, and then came back here to my hometown of Shepparton to start my role. One of the really important qualities for this role is actually just having really good relationship making skills and learning to speak to people. So customer service is actually a really big part of the role, because you need to learn how to engage with people and learn what they like to do, what they want to learn from their visit to the museum. So it's not all about art all the time. It's actually a really big people person role, which I often find people forget that not every role has to do with touching art in the art museum. It's a very multifaceted environment where you can actually do a lot of different things. But the funnest part of my job is definitely diving into the clay. I love to get my hands dirty with kids and adults, and teaching them the skills and showing them how to replicate a little piece of our art museum here.
Hi, my name's Maddie. I'm the Digital and Social Media Officer here at SAM. I've started working here just after Christmas, just before Christmas. And what an exciting time to be a part of the SAM team. We've just moved into this beautiful new building. So as the Digital and Social Media Officer, I am responsible for SAM's digital presence. So I look after all of our social media, our website, and due to coronavirus, we've had to do a lot of digital programming. So I've been bringing those digital programs to life. After high school, I went and studied a Bachelor of Communications at the University of Newcastle. That's a 3-year degree, and I majored in PR and media studies. After university, I wasn't really sure where I wanted to take my career because communications is such a broad field, but I found that I really loved the digital sphere, getting into social media and websites in particular. So I've done a couple of different roles, but mainly focusing in those areas. To be a digital or social media officer, you really need to be creative, organised, but also have the ability to change when you need to, because the digital sphere is always changing. There's always new social media platforms, there's always new types of content to create, so being really flexible as well is also really important. Yeah, I would definitely recommend a job in the arts industry for anyone. There are heaps of different things that you can do. When I was at university, I didn't know that I was going to work in the arts industry, but I found it a really exciting opportunity with lots of new things to discover.
My name's Neil. I'm the museum technician at the Shepparton Art Museum, and I've been busy recently helping plan and coordinate the relocation of the museum from the old museum to the new one. My role is to oversee the setup of the exhibitions that involves the safe handling and I guess coordination of all of the objects. They can range from photography to painting to sculpture. So my background is in fine art. I studied painting for several years, and I then actually worked in an auction house, which is quite a busy work environment, doing a range of duties, namely operations. I've also worked at regional and metropolitan galleries as well, where I've done registration or exhibition coordination, as well as the technical work, which is physically setting up the exhibitions. The qualities that I think best suit this type of role would be planning and communication, getting along with our colleagues and externals as well, whether they be artists or contractors, as well as having an eye for detail, and also problem solving, as quite a number of works require very specific handling or installation requirements. Well, I think the arts is a very interesting sector to work in. There's a lot of variety, and there's a lot of roles and facets, and everything's new. So on a daily basis, there's always challenges and there's always opportunities to learn. So I think for anyone, they can get a lot out of working within this sector.
My name is Sophie. I'm born and raised in Shepparton, and I am the Digitisation Officer at Shepparton Art Museum. I work on a project called the Condition Assessment and Digitisation Project. I work in the collection with a photographer and a collection manager, and my role mainly involves assessing the collection and digitising it and putting images through our archive and our collection management system. I also manage the internal and external image requests. So when someone wants to use an image, I provide them with one of our collection images and get the credits to appropriately recognise the artist and the copyright holder. I finished studying Year 12 in Shepparton, and then I went to Melbourne and did a Bachelor of Visual Arts from the ICU, and then I went to postgraduate in Museum and Heritage Studies at Deakin University, and then I got a casual position at Shepparton Art Museum and started working with front of house team and also the install team working on putting up exhibitions.
Hi, my name's Claire and I'm the Collections Manager at Shepparton Art Museum. I have been here for around 2.5 years now, and so I've been very involved in the move from old SAM to the new SAM building, and it has been an amazing journey. So I work on new artworks that come into the collection. I work closely with donors and galleries, and I work on the paperwork and cataloguing in our database so we keep all of the information about the artworks in one spot. I also work on exhibitions, managing loans from other galleries, transport, making sure that the works are carefully packed for transport in special crates. I work on conservation, so making sure that the artworks are really well kept for future. At our new SAM building, we have world-class storage, which has special environmental control, so it's humidity and temperature regulated, and that's to preserve the artworks for a very long period of time. When I was in high school, I loved history and art, so I was looking for a way that I could combine those two passions. So I did a Bachelor of Arts and majored in archaeology. I realised relatively quickly that I liked working with the artefacts more than the actual excavation process, and I then got a job at the National Gallery of Victoria working in their collections, and that really steered me on the pathway to where I am now. So I absolutely love my job. I get to work with artworks from all periods of history and time, and you get to see the things behind the scenes that are hidden to the public. So it's a really exciting space to work in, and would I recommend it? Absolutely.
All right, we'll say goodbye. Thank you. Bye.
Thanks so much for that, Linda, and yeah, for allowing us to, allowing the videographer to come through and capture all that awesome footage and commentary. So yeah, we're just going to wrap up the session and wrap up the day. This is the final session for Wednesday stream 2. I hope everyone's got a lot out of today. You can join us again tomorrow, which is going to be a GV rural health focused session. They'll be facilitating, but we'll be around to help out as always. Thanks very much, and catch you all later.